What's up, you guys? Creations here. I hope you're having a lovely day. Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're looking good. Hope everything is great. Today, we're going to be doing something a little bit different today. I'm going to be doing the top 5 best and worst movies of 2023. Duly note, this is just the movies that I've watched this year, which, writing down the amount of movie I've watched a lot, not including Tubi movies. That will probably be a video in itself alone. Okay, that'll be its own thing. But just alone, like just without them, I've watched a decent amount of movies. Okay, I've watched a decent amount of movies this year. Like I've reacted to a lot of movie trailers, and also note, I've reacted to a lot of movie trailers. However, some of those movies, either one, have not come out yet, two, I have not been interested enough to watch it, or three, I watched it, or four, I was excited to watch it, and I just have yet to watch it. So, or I started it and never finished. There was only one movie that it was I might have on this list that might have been that. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. If you don't know my name already, my name is Creations. I do movie and TV show trailer reactions. I also react to random things on YouTube and sometimes do a little bit of art here and there. And as of recent, Am I the Assholes have been taking up a lot of my space as well. So that'll definitely be coming a little bit more in this new year. So there's that. We're gonna go ahead and just get into it because at this point I am rambling. There's not really gonna be any like me transitioning or nothing like that. I'm just gonna be talking. It's gonna be very random. Nope, this is gonna be very raw. Okay, so there's no script. The only thing I do have in front of me is just like the list of movies, the top 5 movies for me, and any honorable mentions. We're gonna start off with the top 5 worst movies. Okay, all right. And there have been several. Okay, I've definitely watched a decent amount because yeah. First one, we're gonna go ahead and start off with Insidious: The Door Red Open. The Insidious, The Red Door. I'm gonna be honest. As a standalone movie, it would probably be a little bit higher, but since it is part of a whole franchise, it was a little bit of a disappointment in my opinion. Like I feel like the movie, it started off not even necessarily that strong. It did pick off where it left off, with the kid and the dad memory being erased, yada yada, the kid now being grown up. And I will say I do appreciate that they kept the same actors, but being grown up and going off to college. The astral projection, or whatever it's called, that he does, I forgot what it's called, is pretty cool, and there's a main theme or whatever in regards to the Red Door. I don't know. I think after a certain point, I just got tired. I just got bored, and things would the hype for this movie was very they overdid it with the hype because I didn't care after a certain point. I really didn't. It was like you kind of had an idea how it was going to end, you know. There were some creative, the whole paint, and that he's an artist and that he's drawing these specific things. Cool. It just, I wasn't as interested after a certain point. I was just kind of watching it because I made it a certain distance within the movie, and I just kind of said, F it, we got to finish it. That's kind of how I felt. That's kind of just how I felt with it. So that's number 5 on this list. Now, number 4, Evil Dead Rise. I don't know if this is part of a franchise as well. I think it's part of something. I just don't know what. But a friend recommended it to me. Watched it with a couple friends. And I feel like we all kind of had a similar feel in regards to the movie. And this isn't a fact. It's just... In my opinion, this movie had a lot of gore. And I feel like they wanted the gore to carry this movie. And it didn't carry. It didn't. Like, the gore was goring, but it didn't do what it needed to do. It kind of fell flat. And honestly, I forgot about the beginning of this movie because the beginning and the end of this movie coincide. They are together. Like, the beginning of the movie is the end of the original inside, like the movie, and it just, you kind of forget after a certain point. I forgot that was even like, oh, those were those people at the beginning. I kind of forgot about them. A lot of gore though. They had a lot of blood. a lot of freaking blood in this movie. But it didn't, in my opinion, they relied too heavily on it and it did not come through. It didn't, in my opinion. It didn't. Next up, Zoe 102. This is number 3, and I'm gonna be honest. This is a complete definition of a cash grab. Like, they only did it for that fan base, but the thing is, they did not care. And it shows, because when I watched this movie, I was a little bit excited for it. Like, the music they used or whatever, I was a little bit excited for it. But to be fair, I grew up watching Zoe 101, so I was a little bit excited, just a little bit. But it fell flat so bad. When I tell y'all, I didn't care about Zoe and Chase, did not care about their love scene, didn't care about anything really that was going on in the movie. I just cared about Gwen and Logan, about their marriage, about them getting married. I just wanted to see that at that point. I feel like everybody else did what they needed to do. The actors were pretty okay. They did what they needed to do. They still acted how they acted back then. So it was okay. Just the movie fell flat and I just did not care. I just wanted to see them get married and that was it. Any side plot that Zoe and Chase had, I don't care. I didn't care. I just stopped caring and I wanted the movie to be over so badly. I already committed and I just needed to finish it, and I finished it, and that is it. Definition of a cash grab. Definition. Ugh. Number 2, Renfield. I thought this was going to be actually pretty funny. It felt like it was going to be more of a comedy. I'm sorry, am I hearing something? I think I'm hearing something. Okay, it stopped. Number 2, Renfield. I think that's how you say it. I thought it was going to be more of a comedy. No. Or I guess it attempted to be, maybe. I don't know. Awkwafina was in it. I don't mind Awkwafina. She's pretty chill. But when I tell y'all, I was on my phone during a lot of this. I did not care at all. Like, at the beginning, I'm like, okay. But just a smidge after the beginning, I'm just like, I'm on my phone just doing whatever else. I'm just like, yeah, and I would peek here and there throughout the movie. I think it's supposed to be about the dude who takes care of Dracula, you know, and whenever he gets hurt, he heals, he gives him whatever he needs. It's pretty much like a servant, a slave. And the dude lives for a long time as long as he has something. Gives him a little bit of power if he eats this bug. Yeah. When I tell y'all, I did not care. I did not care in this entire movie after a couple minutes within the intro. I just didn't. So, but you know what? And the reason why it's number 2 is because if I'm looking at my phone more than I'm looking at the movie, yeah, no. But my number 1. Before I say my number 1, we're gonna have some honorable mentions because again, I've watched a lot of movies, but we got some honorable mentions. The Hole in the Ground. It was just boring. It was just a boring movie. It was just boring. That's all I could say about it. Like some of these, I feel like y'all either heard about or you didn't. The Hole in the Ground did come out this year. It was very boring. It felt like at the end it was trying to attempt to do something, but they just cut it real short and just said, "We're getting out of here." It kind of like any reasonable person in a horror movie. After a certain point, like you see something messed up and it's like, "No, I'm dipping. Bye. You have a good day." Peter Pan and Wendy. I showed that on screen on Kick, I think. It was okay. Could have been better, but it was not one of the best. It was very. I didn't care after a certain point either on this one. live action Peter Pan. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Tin and Tina. I'm gonna be very frank. This movie was just odd. I don't know if I'd necessarily say it's full on bad per se. It's not good. But it was odd. And the only reason why it didn't get too bad was because there was some outfits in that movie. Okay, them kids dressed. It was one outfit. It was clean. Everything else after that and or before that, just odd. And it's like, you could have just left, or you should have done whatever I'm trying to say. But those outfits were the only ones that kind of made this movie. Honestly, it made it. Okay, they were clean. It's the only reason that they're not like that too low. Okay. And then lastly, Ruby Gillman and the Teenage Kraken. For the honorable mentions. Very terrible. This is a terrible movie. It's supposed to be the Krakens are the good guys, the mermaids are the bad guys. It just, and then I hated the animation. The animation sucked. Oh my gosh, it felt like a little kid show movie more so. The animation, I actually really hated the animation. I don't like it. I know it's supposed to be it appeals to some people, but no, wasn't liking it. Very terrible. Very, very terrible. But my number one worst movie of the year, is Skinamarink. The absolute worst. And when I mean worst, I mean it was absolutely boring. I don't mean the hole in the ground boring. At least stuff happened in the hole in the ground. It was just boring still. And it felt like something was trying to happen at the end, but it just didn't happen. This is the epitome of boring, of nothing really ever happening in the dang movie. When I tell y'all, and I'm spoilers for all of this if you don't know. The only thing that happens, and it pretty much the description, the windows and the doors disappear within the house. It's dark. The lights are pretty much gone. I don't think really lights are on except for the TV. The parent eventually disappears, and then you're left with, I think, 2 kids. And then the only thing that is somewhat that happens is a voice comes out of nowhere and tries to get the kids to do stuff. Other than that, it feels like it's heavily trying to capture on the eeriness, the eerie feel that you feel a little unsettled, but it does it for too long. And after a certain point, you just get tired, because when I tell y'all, we watched this movie and my friend suggested it, but the thing is, I don't blame him. I blame whoever suggested it to him, okay? Because it's okay, the first few minutes or whatever, it's a little eerie, but you expect something to happen to get pan to a regular day or something. It stays in that eerie feel for the rest of the movie. I'm thinking okay, after the 15 mark, we'll go on to something else. Didn't, stayed on the movie, gave it 30 minutes. Just nothing. When I tell you, I was more interested in what was happening on the TV screen, because you would see it here and there, and you would hear it. You would really just hear it. And it was Betty Boop. That was the only thing I was interested in that entire movie. Everything else was boring. Nothing happened. Nothing freaking happened. It was so sad. I think, if anything, in regards to injury, the little kid, I think, had got a knife and just, hurt himself. But I don't know. It ends off with the police being called, and that's just it. It was so terrible. Oh my God. The worst movie that I've ever seen. Shoot, even the Tubi movies aren't this terrible. Even one of the movies that I've watched that was a Tubi movie, it was pretty boring, and I was at my friend's house, and the thing is, we skipped some of it, and it was a pretty boring movie. But I don't know, this takes the cake. Skinamarink, worst movie of all time, 2023. That was complete garbage. Apologies for the person who apologize to me, sir, who wrote it. Okay, That was terrible. That was just god awful terrible. Oh my gosh. Upset. Let's go ahead and move on. We're gonna end this off with the best ones, okay? Because I don't want to go back to the worst. We're starting off with the worst for a reason, but we're gonna go to the good movies. To start off, the best movies of 2023. Nimona. That is number 5. I heard about this through Dad's reviews, and I recall that this was supposed to be one of those movies that was probably possibly just never going to get made again, because I think it was an idea. I forgot the details. If you want to, please check out his video. But I remember hearing about it, and I'm like, oh my god, this would have been a good movie. And it was LGBTQ plus whatever, but that wasn't going to be the main focus. But it came back, and Netflix did it, and I thought they did a really good job in my opinion. Now, am I a sucker when it comes to boy on boy love? I was like, yes, a little bit of sucker. But it was actually a really good movie, and I love the transformation. I love the art style. It's very beautiful. Like, I truly just love this movie. It tells a really cute tale. I love how they kind of did the whole medieval futuristic vibe. That was pretty cool. That was pretty nice. I enjoyed that. So that is up there at number 5. Number 4, Chicken Run 2. The movie finally released, finally watched it, and honestly, I thought it was pretty okay. I know I talked at some point, I think it was probably the second trailer. I think I remember talking about it in like one of these trailer reactions. I think it was the second one, that I remember hearing about some people, like, you know, like, it was some critics criticizing a little bit the movie, like, you know, it was like a little bit kind of generic, kind of like it did the first one, just in a different way. They're busting into a chicken farm, and honestly, it kind of was. I'm not gonna lie. For me, it feels like it was at least a good sequel, in my opinion. I feel like this was a pretty straight good sequel. The animation, I said animation, it was stop motion. I love that they at least kept to that. It was still stop motion. Voice acting, I know for some people, you know, they did change some voices, but it wasn't really like, it wasn't a deal breaker for me. I still watched the movie. I still enjoyed the movie. It was still cute and lovable. But it is number 4 on this for a reason, because like it feels like it was a good sequel. At least it was a good sequel. Does it match up to the first? No, first will always be the best, but it was at least a good sequel. It's kind of like Disenchanted and Enchanted, and then also Hocus Pocus 2 and Hocus Pocus, how Hocus Pocus 2 and Disenchanted were sequels. I feel like they were pretty good sequels, actually. Now, would I say they're all out there? No. I feel like it was pretty hard to kind of top the first one, but I feel like it wasn't bad. I feel like it was actually a pretty good sequel, you know? So, yeah. And then I thought there was 2 children. There was only one. It was Molly. She just grew up. That's all it was. But it was good. I like Miss Tweety. I like that she was back. Apparently she remarried to a scientist and all that stuff. Didn't care about him. Just the whole movie was something. That was something. I enjoyed myself though, so I do think it's a good watch. So, you know, if you haven't already, check out Nimona. Check out Chicken Run 2. Third. No. Second. No, third. I was right. It's third. I'm sorry, y'all. Missing. That was a good movie. Anything in regards to mystery, I truly do like. And Missing was really nice. It had that like shot where it's like they don't really ever show shots outside of if she's not on the computer, if that makes sense. Because it's like more so of like, if you've ever seen Unfriended or Searching, which is also a good movie. Think of, if you've seen Searching, that's like an updated version of this, Missing. No, scratch that. Missing is an updated version of Searching. Really good movie, and most of the stuff you usually see these people on the computer, but the thing is, you see like the screen is the computer, like this is the computer and all that stuff, and I'll be talking like this. That's how all of that went, unless they were on the phone. But I think she was always on the MacBook. But it was good. What was her name? Oh my gosh, I forgot her name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Putting her picture right here. her name is escaping me, and I don't know why. Oh my god. But she was in this movie for a little bit, honestly, in my opinion. I feel like just a smidge at the beginning and then at the end. I really don't feel like she was in this movie so much. But Storm Reed, she carried this movie. I enjoyed myself so much. I loved it. Loved the mystery, loved the ending. Everything just worked itself out, and it was beautiful. In my opinion, I loved it. Next up, and I know this is very controversial, and you're gonna either agree or you're gonna disagree. You're gonna agree or disagree with a lot of these if you've seen them, but Wonka is my number 2 for this year. I recently saw it, so it's still kind of fresh in my mind, and I thought it was very beautiful, actually. I feel like Timothée Chalamet played Wonka very well. Loved seeing Keegan-Michael Key. I don't know why I feel like I'm always messing up his name. The animation in regards to, or the CGI in regards to the Oompa Loompa wasn't bad. I did like it. I don't know if I like how short he is. He's very, very short. Like the Oompa Loompas in the original one was short, but he's very, very short in this. And this also, like, it was very beautiful in my opinion. I loved the cinematography. Like, his acting. The music was actually really nice in this. Didn't think I'd skip a song, because sometimes if it's a musical, if the song ain't slapping, I might just skip it. Okay? I didn't skip a song. Everything in this movie was very beautiful, and I loved it. If you haven't seen the original Willy Wonka, that is what this is. It's like a prequel, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, to Willy Wonka. Not Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It's a prequel to Willy Wonka. I think the original Rodolph book is, like, I would say that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is more based off of the book itself. The Gene Wilder one, Willy Wonka, isn't really based off the book as much. I think they actually do stray a bit from it. But this movie is supposed to be off the Gene Wilder one with Willy Wonka. And honestly, I feel like they did that very beautifully. I feel like that's like, okay, we get a start. And I truly do. I truly did enjoy it. Now, what I would like, if they can do a sequel. Because I think Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is supposed to be a sequel. I don't think it was. I think it was just supposed to be like an updated version. But I would like to I would like if they did a sequel, honestly, like Where Are the Kids Now? You know, that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, my opinion, I enjoyed the movie. I truly love the movie. I would, advise, like, if you haven't seen it already, I say give it a chance. It's very beautiful. It's very beautiful. We do have some honorable mentions, if I can talk. Scream 6. I don't really need to say much after that. It's just Scream 6. I enjoyed it. Very beautiful. I think out of the most recent things that came out, Scream 5 and Scream 6, because I didn't see Scream 5, but yeah, Scream 5 and then Scream 6. Scream 6 really is really good. Jenny Ortega really carried that movie. That was gorgeous. And then the girl from In the Heights, I haven't seen that movie, but the main girl in The Heights, she was in this movie. I'm like, oh. She was in the 5th one also, but like, and spoiler, as the killer of the first movie, forgot homeboy's name, not Matthew, but the other dude. She's supposed to be his. She is supposed to be his daughter, and I thought that was pretty cool. Murder Mystery 2, that was a pretty good movie. Love the funniness, the mystery of it all. Very nice. If you haven't seen the first one, I advise it. It's all both on Netflix. Go for it. Bird Box Barcelona. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was pretty mid, but it was still good. Like, it was a pretty decent sequel to Bird Box. I enjoyed that. Leo, didn't expect that to be a movie I'd watch, but it was actually a really cute movie. I did skip some of the song parts because I didn't really care for it, but it was cute. Animation was cute, and Adam Sandler did his thing with that one. I don't really care that much for his voice. I don't think it's that bad. I can go through it, but it just depends on if you like how is that? Like hearing his voice like that, because it gives a little bit of YB in a sense, just not as high pitched. So you know, like that varies if you're gonna like it or not. Elemental, I watched that. That was a very cute movie. Made me think of Zootopia, but in a different light, and I enjoyed it. Super Mario movie, that was actually really good. What I say is like amazing. No, but it was a really good movie. I enjoyed it. You should watch it. Talk to Me. I thought this was supposed to be a scary movie. However, it wasn't. It was more so, it felt like a psychological kind of movie, if that makes sense. It felt more psychological than scary. Like it felt more thriller and psychological than a horror movie, if that makes sense. So I enjoyed it. The people who made it, the two, I think they're YouTubers, influencers who made the movie, they did their thing with this movie. I completely enjoyed myself with it. And lastly, if you were not surprised by this, please don't be surprised. My number one, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. I'm ready for 2. 2 may come out 2024, summer of 2024. I'll be waiting. I wasn't asking. I'm like making a statement. I'll be waiting. Yes. Cause what else do I need to say compared to everybody else? Like the animation was top notch, the story was top notch, and I am ready to see what happens next. Okay, if you have not seen it, see it. It is worth the freaking watch. I enjoyed myself, and I'm so mad they left off on a cliffhanger. Oh my gosh. I'm just ready for it. I'm ready for the second one. It was a beautiful movie. Again, animation was great. Storyline was great. Peter B. Parker, love that he came back. Gwen, love that she's in it. Gwen Stacy. Yeah. Love that we got to see more of her and her family. I love that. I loved that so freaking much. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think that's about it in regards to the top movies, top 5 worst and top 5 best movies of 2023. I hope y'all are having a lovely day. Hope everything is going great. Happy New Year's to everybody, and I'm excited for 2024, y'all. And I know this is the end of the. If you made it this far, cool. But you know, if you've made it this far, I don't know, leave something in the comments, that like leave some type of emoji, whatever. Specifically leave a journal, because like y'all, out of everything, this is the main thing I'm excited for. I have a freaking planner. I'm ready to break this thing open. Okay, it has stickers, it has everything that I need. When I tell y'all, like, I'm excited to use all of this year. Okay, I'm excited to use everything in this book next year. All right, 2024. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? You ready? If you're not ready, get ready. We need you to be ready. But yeah, I'm excited to use this thing so much. You will be seeing more of me in 2024. I will be pretty consistent because I have nothing else to do except for work. So y'all gonna see me a little bit more in there. If you followed, if you subscribed, I want to thank y'all so much. I freaking love every last one of you guys. And I'm going to go ahead and dip out because I need to go to work. I need to go to work, y'all, very badly. So deuces, pieces, Reese's Pieces. Y'all have a lovely New Year's, and I can't wait to see y'all in 2024. Bye.